Hey guys, this is Tyler here, and I am going to talk about some factors that you should consider if you're renouncing U.S. citizenship, and what I believe are the most important factors that go into this decision, and if it's a good decision for you, or any citizenship for that matter, U.S., Canadian, German. Many people are desiring to renounce their citizenship. Two of the most common countries are U.S. and Canada. And there's been a lot of publicity about this. Obviously, one of the major stimuli of this is politics. If a new president comes into power, new government leadership in a country, and these are some of the biggest factors why people renounce U.S. citizenship or citizenship of their respective countries. Often also things like increases in taxes, a more hostile system to wealthy people, simply not a need to have a citizenship if you're living outside, abroad in a different country. These are some of the major reasons why people renounce their citizenship. I have not renounced my citizenship, but I certainly am very much considering it in the near future. This is obviously a really tough decision, and you have to consider a lot of factors. Realize that in some cases you may be able to reverse is if you renounce the citizenship, but in some countries it's very difficult to do. And you need to consider a whole list of factors when you do that. Think about like medical care. Are you going to live in a country where there's very high level of medical care? If say you're a military veteran, you've been in the U.S. military, and you qualify for like medical insurance or a medical plan of the U.S., if you qualify for like a veteran insurance plan, you may of course qualify for free medical care or very reduced medical care. And in this case, you may not want to renounce, because if you renounce, I believe you'll lose the care. You won't qualify then at this point, whether that's through like Medicaid, disability, Medicare, these types of situations. This is in the U.S. Other thing is, do you have a lot of family members in your home country that need you, that rely on you to be physically present there? If you're in this position, you'll often need like a visa, unless you're carrying a second passport or document that entitles you to visa-free travel in that country. You'll need some kind of visa, and often too you'll only be able to come for limited stays. And so in that case also you'd need like some kind of extended visa to be in the country. If you had any, say, family problems, your parents needed care, you had a sibling that needed your help or something, these would all be cases that could be challenging if you renounced your citizenship. Will you be socially comfortable in a country if you renounce and you want to make a different country your home? It's very different, of course, living somewhere for a couple of years compared to living somewhere for 20 years or longer. And you have to remember that you may feel comfortable for a bit of time, but long term it can be very challenging, especially if you're someone that has no family, no familial connections in the country that you're living or that you moved to. If you have like something or someone there that helps, and it may even just be like a brother or sister that lives in that also wants to live in the foreign country with you. If you're in that situation, that's a big plus, and just having even one family member could be the difference between being able to stay there long term and not long term. Another thing you have to keep in mind is your economics. And will you depend on like a, say, pension system or some other kind of financial benefit of your home country? Some countries, I think you can still get some kind of social security payment even if you've renounced, but in other countries it's not available. And so especially for people here that are older, that are maybe in their 50s, guys, if you're in a country where that's not possible, you may want to continue carrying your U.S. or your home passport if you do qualify for like a social security, especially for guys that get like the max payout that I believe it's around $2,000 or $2,000 plus dollars a month. If you've paid into this for many years, why not get it? It may not be worth it when you look at the big picture of renouncing your citizenship and then not getting something you've paid into, especially too if you're relying on those payments to live long-term in a foreign country. You may need that, and also to maintain a document like a visa or permanent residency in that country you're residing. They may require a certain minimum income per month. Something important. For guys who are in their 20s, it may not be as important, because if we look at what the age of like a Social Security is or a pension, it's in so many years, decades often. It could be like in 4 decades that at the present age that you'd even get it. So in this case, it may not even really matter a whole lot, because you have to plan so many years out, and you could certainly make it very well in the country that you're living in, or countries, and you may not even need to worry about this in the long term. So these are all factors you must consider if you're going this route. There's other factors too. I'll do a second video on this, but give me your feedback if you're one of these people, you're seeking to renounce citizenship, obtain a second passport, and just think about the whole picture before going this route. And if you meet all the boxes of someone that can legitimately get rid of their passport of their home country and not have any tie to that country anymore. So give me your feedback below, and thank you.